Good afternoon, everybody, here from the Pittsburgh Curling Club. Dustin and I, we're joining our action here late in the first end. As we can see...
It's the last skips rock.
Yes, the last skip. Is this the hammer?
Ben Hallman.
Yes, Ben Hallman here with the hammer. Looking like he's got a draw here against possibly 3, with Yellowstone sitting top 4, top 8, and back 8 as well.
Yeah, there's a chance he's drawn against 4 here. This is a nervy shot, Dusty, for our first shot of the game.
Nothing like jumping right out of the frying pan into the fire to start the game off here.
Absolutely.
The draw is on the way, though.
A little bit wide. The sweepers don't like it.
Looks
right
like it's
now.
A little bit hot too. Maybe they can get a tick off their own red and roll in a little bit as it comes down. Just skirts by. Is it going to stop in time for second?
They're going to be all right there, Dusty. Not a bad result considering the circumstances.
Yes, drawing against 3, always a tough thing. So even if you can cut your opponent down to a steal of 1, better than the alternative. And so, Red, who is Bucks on the Beach from the Bucks County Curling Club, and the Valley Curling Club will be keeping the hammer here as we head into our second end. Sure. While we've got a moment here before we get started, we'll read it off. Bucks on the Beach is skipped by Ben Hallman, vice by Ken Finkelstein. Second is John Niedrich, and the lead is Carol Hay. They're going to be looking to get that stolen point back here in the second end. They're playing the Blenda, also from the Bucks County Curling Club. So a little Bucks on Bucks action here. Start off your Friday afternoon.
Love me some Bucks on Bucks action, Dusty.
The skip is Matt Dampf. Vice is Devin Plantamura. Second is Mark Steinhofer, and the lead is Vika Petricka.
Good try, Dusty.
Okay. We're reading that cold and seeing way more letters in a name than I'm used to. So we got going for us at least. So, one that starts off the center guard. Here we see Bucks on the Beach trying to curl around the outside. That one just having a little too much zip on it, as that'll glide through the house.
Dusty, I was on the receiving end of a loss to the Blenda yesterday. They are legit as they come. Seasoned curlers at this point.
Absolutely. I know that team has been here has come into our house many a times from the east.
Yet they are still 5 and unders, so interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're going to be a problem on go.
President Steve Buffington calling Dusty down to the ice, so I'm going to give it a go at color commentary here. Carol Hay delivering her second. Sweeper's looking a little bit caught in between here, but it's looking really nice. Like this will just drift a little bit far. Hangs around in the back. Matt Dampf calling a draw behind those guards. Delivery from Steinhofer. heavy at the moment.
Was it down there right behind him? I was like, I see one right behind him.
Could take an end or two to get used to the speed here. Dusty's back, generously offering me to keep the headphones on.
Sorry, I had to do a little running and duty there. As president and draw master of this tournament, I've wear many hats, as you know.
Yeah, when the president tells you to do something, you don't question it. You just do it. And then later you say, just doing what I was asked. Right, Dusty?
That's right. I'm not paid to ask questions. I'm paid to do a handsome sum of $0.
Former Governor Schwarzenegger's Simpsons persona would say, I was elected to lead, not to read. This is looking really good.
Very nice. Trying to draw here behind our center guards.
Yeah, that's going to come right to the button. And that's a box. We're playing box right now, Dusty, on Friday.
Yes, Friday's box day.
And
if you draw the 4-foot or throw a double takeout of your opponent's stones, you shout box and bring that box to your sheet.
God damn, just realizing that. Running off to get the box. We've seen strategies change based on the box. We've seen shakes after 4 ends multiple times.
It is a bold strategy, but it has happened in the past.
Yeah, you know, it's for fun, this curling thing we do.
So the bundle looking like they want to put another stone there right on that center line behind the K and the K&J Magnetics.
It's Joey Magneto giving us a wave. Thank our sponsors at K&J Magnetics. Sometimes I wish the stones were magnetic, you know what I'm saying?
You can have a little magnet in the center of the pin of the stone and the center pin of the house. How amazing would that be?
Great to just watch it snap in there. This one's coming in a little bit hot and a little bit wide. I don't know if it's sticking around here. Joey Magneto trying to stop it, but not enough metal in that rock.
Looking like now they're going to try and chip that stone out of Joey's hand.
Dave Schmel warming my heart with that comment.
Stone's on its way, looking pretty good. Sweeping now, trying to get it to carve over a little bit, as they think that might be a little wide, but we're going to wreck on the guard.
Some indecision and panic there. Been victim to that many times.
So now the blend is sitting first and third shot.
I think it might be second, actually, Dustin. Well, it's hard to tell.
The second and third's pretty close there.
The parallax view strikes again.
And they're just looking like they're just going to draw back into the 4-foot again.
Dusty getting a sandwich delivered.
Yes, my sliders.
Yeah.
Pulled pork and pulled chicken here.
Slider's a good curling pun.
Another benefit of coming to tournaments here at the Pittsburgh Curling Club, some of the best Bonspiel food you will find in the country.
Famed chicken bacon ranch. There's been some mythical midnight pierogies. It is truly a treat. Our kitchen staff works wonderfully to bring us the best of the best.
All right, Bucks of the Beach now looking like they're just going to start peeling that centerline guard. With the hammer really trying to keep that middle open to give them a shot there with their last couple stones.
I believe this is Vice Ken Finkelstein. his second.
Oh,
Oh,
that
well,
does not curl.
yeah,
Chips their own red rock out.
not the end of the world there, Dusty.
Doesn't do any harm, but you really wanted that to try and get one of those center line guards out for you.
Absolutely, that was the call. But the more guards you remove, the less skittish your skip gets with his or her last shot. Matt Damp stepping in. I believe the call's another guard here. Don't think they would hate coming top 8 or even top 12.
Stone's on his way, and they're sweeping it hard out of his hand. Now off of it. Now calling back straight again, trying to keep that stone moving.
It's looking like it's got plenty here.
Finishing nicely here as it approaches the top of the house. Trying to bury it.
Don't want to leave that double.
Might have just hung out there just a little bit too much.
Just a bit too much, but at the end of the day, when you're making your opponent try doubles, generally speaking, you're doing something right. So
try and work that double that way.
what letter is that, Dusty, that you just drew?
It's kind of a Y.
Okay. I've seen that one before.
So. But you have to remove both those. That's shot rock and second shot rock, and with hammer, you don't want to have a draw against a mittful like you had in the first end.
Speaking of mittful, that rock, shot rock, right on Joey Magneto's hand. He's wearing gloves for protection. This one's skewing a little bit wide. Can you get it the other way?
Oh, jams on the back, and
that's
then
a rough result.
First one doesn't roll out far enough either.
Yeah.
So now the Blenda's sitting 3.
And this is, if you're the Blenda, this is where you're thinking about how much pressure do I want to put on.
I think they're
Skip,
just going to
whose
want
name I can't read from this.
They're just going to want to draw down their top 4, shrink that scoring zone, and make that draw for Bucks on the Beach just as hard as possible, just as they did in the first end.
Yeah, I think this is the right call. Matt Damp. Matt Damp made a 15-foot run back and a 10-foot angle raise last night to beat us. And I said, well, if you make that, you deserve to win.
Yep. When they make the hard shots, you don't mind when you lose. And they make I gave you an impossible task, and you completed that impossible task.
Twice, even. This one's looking pretty good here. Sweepers are on it, but I'm not sure they really should be. This looks really good. Great sweep, guys. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
So now Bucks on the Beach. They have a couple different ways. They just have to touch the forefoot to get their one. Which way do they feel more confident on their draw is the question.
2 shots with hammer against 4. That's a rough start. They're discussing whether they want to throw this hit and roll or they want to draw here. What would you rather do here, Dusty?
Well, if it was me, I would curl in this way, because worst case scenario, if I'm heavy, I could have this as backing and kind of in off of it. And considering that is the shot rock, that's the one I would target coming this way as possible.
I agree, Dusty. I think that's the right call. Even a heavy draw may cut them down to 1, but can't be light here. Ben Hallman second. Final stone of the end.
Sweepers
in
are on
two.
out of his hand.
Yeah. Looks all right here. Oh, they're in between here.
It's okay. If it checks up, they're fine. If it checks up, they're fine.
Needs to check up here. It's coming right down to that back one. And it's a good shot.
It's a good shot, and it's shot for the point.
Hung around in the back there.
So.
Finally got rid of that pesky hammer.
Yes. So after 2 ends, we're tied here between Bucks on the Beach and the Blenda.
Is that rain, Dusty?
That is rain. That is
Wow.
an absolute downpour that has just kind of popped up over top of the curling club. So new the latest radar scans did not pick it up yet.
Wow.
You know, I'm in tune with all things that have to deal with the weather.
Well, delivery here from Carol Hay. This looks just about perfect, Dusty. What more could you ask from your lead? Nice center line 3-guard.
And you know, as a lead, that's very key to make your skips happy. Get
Yeah.
those guards up.
Hard sweep here. And then off. And then on.
Checking up nicely.
Yeah.
And looks like they're trying to get it in now. Looks a little heavy, so now can we get it buried? And they do get about half that rock under cover.
Half buried. Sometimes that's even better than getting it fully buried, Dusty. I like you tempt the other team sometimes to try that hit, and if they miss, it can be trouble. Is that yours?
It's yours?
I think that's Carson. What is it?
It's a spiked ginger ale. I made it. I made a good old fashioned, but it was not good.
So Bucks on the Beach now electing just to kind of come down, throw another rock there. Not really curling too much, trying to carve it over here at the end.
I think this will finish really well, Dusty. They have been kind of all day. Yeah, no hesitation. Room down for normal weight hit.
Hit and roll back to the wings. Yeah, you know, the Blenda yellow with hammer here, wanting to take the first couple of rocks out to the wings to try and maximize their
A
scoring.
little wide here.
Yep,
Yeah, that's tricky.
just floating out there. A little too much zip on it.
Vika throws her hand down in disgust. It's okay. She'll recover. Dusty's showing me the radar. This is literally targeting the Pittsburgh Curling Club. It is a curling club, a cloud that is a curling club's width wide. Just hovering.
Well, you know, it is the first weekend of June, and in Pittsburgh there are 3 absolutes: the Arts Festival, thunderstorms, and TropiCurl.
Love it. Next weekend we're hosting the U.S. Open.
And about
That's
and
right.
baseball.
Yeah, there's also some baseball games. Lots of fun things to do here in Pittsburgh. If you haven't been to TropiCurl, curious, please come out. It's a wonderful time. We also have some other wonderful spiels. For sure, next year in January, later in the month, we'll be having the party spiel. Always a very good time. And then I'm not on the board, so I can't answer anything, but I'm expecting we'll have 1 or 2 more spiels in there
Absolutely,
somewhere.
yeah.
So.
Next year also, you know, try and have some spiels, but also all of our Olympic learn to curl activities, you know. Olympic year next year, so we will be just chock packed full of curling fun here.
great shot there. That second, John Niedrich. He can correct me if I'm wrong on that. John, if you watch this back, seek me out, find me, tell me how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry, this is John Niedrich.
This one they're running a little bit hot, a little bit wide.
Mark Steifenhofer, the one throwing that rock. All right, John, don't seek me out.
So the blended now, sitting two with the hammer.
Good quick update there, Dusty. Always love watching that hammer jump to the right. Sweepers are on it. Steifenhofer second. Nice wide over curl onto those guards.
And it's gonna chip that guard
Not
open
the
a
end of
little
the
bit.
world. You're eliminating any easy run back here for red.
That's really, I kind of like that shot. Look at this now. You've got a plethora of a little fortress, like you said earlier, being built up there. 2 stones, top of the house. Ideally, it'd be, perfect to just run those 2 yellows and clear them both out, but you can't get to them. So now you have to
think
waste a
this is
stone clearing guards.
Wise call by Ben Hallman here. Usually you're not peeling center guards if you're the team without hammer, but they're only hurting you right now. So
Maybe a little bit of trying an angle on that one on the right back into the pile.
yeah, that would be the miss for me, Dusty. But
on
maybe
it.
they're trying it.
They're on it.
I'm not real
It's
sure.
over curling. It's gonna chip that yellow guard.
That's not the end of the world.
Nope. You had to remove something. That was the key.
Yes, for sure. Something had to go. Matt Damp being aggressive here.
Yes, if he can draw now back 4 behind that, really get that buried.
He was indicating getting it down to the K in K&J Magnetics, just creating kind of a Christmas tree there.
Nice.
So Devin Plantamura, Vice on the way here. It's looking a little heavy and a little wide. Ice still tricking our competitors here. Needs a kiss. Oh, just barely missed there. That's gonna squeak right through.
Not
Now
too
the
heavy,
runbacks.
though.
Yeah. Now the runbacks can begin, and at the end of the world, you're happy getting rid of anything in the front here, Dusty.
Yes, ideally, if you can nose that stone on the left, you'll be able to drive it back into the pile, but clearing it, just getting a little bit of an opening anywhere is what you're looking for.
So it's a little wide here. It's going to be a good peel, or it's going to get by and get those yellows. Got one of them.
All right.
And scooting out. It's a bad result.
Yeah.
Same call for Matt Damp. Just going to Devin Plantamura to draw right to that K.
Yep. Rock is on its way. A little wide now, trying to carve it over. Trying to get as close to the center line as they can. The weight looked really nice.
Stone looks really good, actually, Dusty. I think they're going to be happy with the result here.
Come right down.
That's really nice.
Right to Joey's fingertips. Yep.
Yep. You're gonna make him hit again.
Yep.
It's not really much of a chance to stick around. You're gonna be wide open here, so the hit and roll will be on. They're even discussing the run back here, just because. And I don't mind this call because that hit on the yellow in the back might not get you really anything. So right there.
And this rock will go this way. This will kick over this one. And that one will go that way.
Need a lot of weight here.
Lots of Y. Lots of Y.
Lots of Ys. Philosopher's favorite letter.
I get it.
It's also my son's favorite letter.
Well, children are inquisitive.
Yeah, that's true.
Looks pretty
look
good.
At that move
On the
at
nose,
end
right
there.
back to it.
Boom, boom, boom.
Gets one of them.
It's not bad though. If you're
You remove the rock that was
Yeah.
completely undercover too,
You're
which is nice.
team without hammer, you're making Matt Dance draw, and you're gonna have probably the same shot again.
They may want to try. I'm almost wondering if you want to go a little bit deeper because
Yeah.
I'm afraid if you leave it up here, it's going to be exposed past this guard. So
Dusty, I'm wondering if you try it the other way. I mean, everyone's seen this line so many times. If you put one in there from the other side, you're asking them to hit it kind of blindly. It's a little light, a little narrow. Sweepers are on it. Barring a fantastic sweep here, they're not going to be able to do much with this. It's just going to curl kind of.
at this point, they're just going to try and let it come right down to those red guards and maybe chip it over to block that yellow a little bit.
That certainly makes the run back difficult, if not impossible.
Yeah, you can't see a lot of that yellow anymore.
It's tough. I don't know, maybe a board weight. Try and chip that yellow out. Sit two. It's tough. Not an easy shot here.
Or riddle me this. If you think you can do it.
Yeah, I think that's
How about
there.
that?
I mean, that's not a bad shot. The only thing with that, Dusty, is you make that, you're kind of throwing away your chance at ever getting that yellow out of there. Ben Hallman's gonna. It looks like they're playing something like a back eight. Maybe trying to tap that yellow and sit shot. Get that yellow.
Well,
just
no,
far
because
enough.
red's throwing it. Red doesn't want it. Red doesn't want yellow a shot.
No, I'm saying tap the yellow out of
Out.
shot.
Oh, okay.
So they can sit shot.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of weight on this, so he's got to curl quite a bit.
Sweeping in the line to
on
hold
it.
it off the guards.
Yeah, I think they got to let it curl a little here, Dusty, but what do I know? I'm just a lowly second.
Coming in here,
Yeah,
chips
looks
it out
pretty
the
good.
side.
Looks pretty
But
good.
not
Actually
enough.
Chips it right to the button undercover, so it's difficult.
So very unfortunate for Bucks on the Beach. Now the Blenda with Hammer is going to try and have an easy draw for two.
Bucks people love their B's.
Alliteration is proliferate in curling.
Yes. Rouse and Crokinole game behind us.
Lots of people enjoying the lunch today and the curling action.
The curling is good. The warm room is great.
And so here we are, Hammer on the way. Trying to draw the 4-foot for two.
You gotta go here.
Sweepers are on it. Does it have the zip?
It's close, Dusty, but I think they're running out of juice here.
And it's going to be really tight.
Oh my goodness, what a sweep.
Wow.
That is really nice from the sweepers.
Right to the pin.
And from Matt Damp. That is two for the Blenda. Check in with our other sheets here.
Absolutely.
Great.
Pull up our scoreboard here on Bonspieler. Again, all of our draws available on Bonspieler as well, so you can follow along with the action.
It's bonspieler.com.
Yes. And select TropiCurl 2025 at the very top of the list right now. On sheet C, Pittsburgh Steelers is up 3-2 over Team Brady. On sheet D, Bahram U is up 4-1 against Team Fannin. And on sheet A, it appears Broom with a View is up 2-1 against Team Ballercheck.
There, do you want to switch? Can we switch to the full view for that? There's Skip Stones coming in here.
I do not have the full view on this stream right now.
We'll
If
commentate.
If you want to check in on any of those games as well, go to our other stream under the Pittsburgh Curling Club for this draw, and you can see all 4 games at once.
About 500 rocks in the house on sheet A. I'm just wondering what we're looking at here.
Wow. And sheet A sweeping it hard, trying to get it by that yellow. Just is going to
kneel
clip
down.
and roll off.
And I guess we'll have to wait for the score.
That is a ton of granite over there now on sheet A.
man.
Just about only 3 rocks are not touching the house on sheet A. So that is done. That's trying to navigate through a minefield over there.
Back on sheet B. Top 12 biter called here. Pseudo guard. It's really nice from Carol Hay. Yeah, that's really beautiful. Useful shot. Ben Hallman calling a lighter weight takeout here for Carol Hay. On the way, sweeping hard now. Really good. Really good. That was a wonderful shot from Carol Hay. Red sits 1 and 2. Matt Gamp calling for the run back. Peel, anything's fine here.
Maybe then Gary could at least leave a couple cards that she could try on.
Yeah.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I just realized I assigned the score of that last end to the wrong team. That's what happens when you have too many Bucks teams playing. You just give the points to the Bucks team, right?
They don't mind sharing. And Hallman calling for the biter. Biting guard here.
Stones on the way, just wanting a high guard here on the center line, protecting.
Looking like it's going to keep her rolling. Probably right up to the other stone. What do I know?
Just gonna check up here. There's a nice 3 guard. Not quite get it across the center line as much as he wanted to, as those 2 stones are exposed. And it looks like Mark Steinhofer's going to try and take the double to clear the House of Red Rocks.
Hallman with a big sigh. Encouragement, some hair advice.
stones on the way. Sweepers are sweeping it hard, trying to hold the line. Here comes the stone, already curling in. Looks like we're going to over-curl and drive back our guard into the house.
Look at that go. All right.
So now red sitting 3.
Put it right on the K here.
Gonna try coming from the other side, considering how much that rock curled coming from the left.
Delivery from John Niedrak.
Okay, see you guys later.
Rock coming on in. This looks top 4.
It's coming down nicely. Right on Joey Magneto's hand. Another rock delivered to Joey Magneto's hand.
Yep.
Seen
It may be a
all game.
magnet in Joey Magneto's hand after all.
That is illegal. Highly illegal, Dusty. Evan Plantamura.
So now, what do you play here?
I think this is the right call. I mean, I'm calling the miss narrow here because the peel's fine. You're going to get yourself out of some trouble. They're playing like a dig on that backstone that's biting button.
Curling hard
the miss
again.
here, yeah. It might turn out really well actually for them, but yeah, that is not a bad result at all.
Not bad at all. I was wondering if you could just draw down to it to try and cut down. I mean, you
Yeah.
cut just by that you cut the score in half. Red's still sitting 2, but
You know, with the weight they just threw, that may have been the call. I was a little confused by the ice there. I thought they were throwing a little more weight, but either way, not a bad result. Now you're guarding here. If your buck's on the beach, you just need to get out of this end with your 2.
this looks a little hot for that.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, trying to come down nicely and curl here at the end.
Really curling, Dusty. Really curling.
Little chip off the yellow guard and
Yeah.
rolls over.
Electing for that chip, and that Matt Dan sees the port, and he's saying, "Let's go get this while it's here." Right down Broadway. Probably playing just for the 1. You might get to nose here, and then you're sitting really good in force territory. Force, of course. You force the team with hammer to only 1. Which, if you're the blender, that is a great result right now. This over curling from Devin Plantamura, and it's going to clear everything out.
Not a terrible result.
No,
Opens
not
that
at
middle
all.
wide open for you.
You're just making you're limiting your big end. Anytime you get rid of rocks in front of the house, you make your opponent put it back. It's another point off the board. Every rock they have to put as a guard is.
Now, do you just throw a guard here, or do you get greedy and try and take out that yellow and sit 5?
It's too early in the game. I'd be throwing guards all day here, but I'm not a skip. It's not up to me whether to be greedy or not.
Rocks on the way. It looks like they are planning for a guard, but not quite curling yet. And rock running a little straight, now starting to come over.
It's got a little pace to it. This is probably coming down really nicely here. That's
very nice.
That is a very nice result.
Very nice guard. Actually, might be biting the top 12 too. So
They've left that little run back. There's not much margin for error here, but
I'm not. Can you get through that port?
I think it's there, Dusty. I think it's wider than it looks on the overhead. You got about a rock and a half, maybe 2 rocks width. I think you got to come out, turn at it, and hit about a half a rock.
Talking about maybe if they just come down to here as well.
Yeah, that's not bad. They can't guard both things, right? So
Well,
if you set yourself up nice.
and consider this. Okay, if they already have 2 in, you're sitting third shot. Do
Yeah.
you just try and limit it so that they only get 2? Because if they get 2, it's a tie game. You know, to try and minimize the damage now, as opposed to getting greedy and really trying to put the weight on them.
Yeah, I think this shot accomplishes a lot. If you can get to a place where you're sitting right on that redstone at an angle that would be an easy double if you nose hit it,
Yep.
you're really happy, because then Ben Hallman's got to make a decision whether to guard
They're
this or
sweeping
that.
hard to make sure it gets there, trying to hold the line so it
Yeah,
gets
they're
around
really
that
hitting us.
red.
Got about a rock width here.
Coming
I
down.
overcooked it a bit there. Just a bit overcooked there.
Just, yeah.
Oh, now, yeah, there's a quick question about the double here. I don't know if that's quite there, but I mean that would be deadly if you hit that and rolled right under that yellow.
Yes, Buck's now having to make the same kind of decision. Do we try and preserve our 2, or do we
Yeah.
go for it all now? These are decisions that skips have to make, and it's it doesn't seem like it's a big decision now here early in the game, but you make the wrong one, you either put yourself in a deeper hole than you can climb out of, or you make the game tighter than you really want it to be. So
Yeah, those skips have it hard, Dusty.
and again, guard's not bad because you're protecting your 2. They got to do something, and maybe they do something crazy. It opens up your last shot. So protect your 2 now, and then see what you can get on your final stone.
Do less dumb stuff. Protect the house here. Ben Hallman. Hat off. Perhaps wide. Perhaps up. He's calling that it's up, but I do not think it's up here.
No, coming out now, help the sweep. Have to get it over. You don't want to hog it.
No, it's over.
Over and off.
That's fine. That is totally fine.
Yep.
So now, Matt Damp, thinking about something here.
Trying to see, can he
It's
just
a tough shot.
bump that back? Can you throw it with weight to get into it?
Yeah, you'd have to like clip this with peel, and then you'd probably be losing your shooter. You'd definitely be losing your shooter. You might get them both out, but
Bringing in a get back. We got 44 bottles, 5 sugar bottles of Bailey's for little bitty basket.
Those watching at home, let us know in the chat. What would you throw here on this last shot?
what would Dave Schmel throw here?
What would Dave Schmel do? Dave Schmel beat me last night in a very, very tight game. So I'd be interested to get his perspective there. He made 2 beautiful draws through a very tight port.
I think he's throwing a 360 heel weight. Run back double here.
Clear the deck, cannonball coming.
Absolutely. Long pause at the
Yeah, I'd
end.
say taking a look at it from this end, now maybe having a slight adjustment on the broom, trying to decide.
There he is. Yep.
Now wondering, do we come this way?
It's the shot I've been calling for here. Coming back down. That's a good line, Dusty. That was really good. Shake your head.
I'm getting better with the telestration
really
here for the
nice.
folks. So you can see from here, it doesn't look like that port is very wide here on the overhead, but when we look down the ice, you can see a lot more of this rock than initially you think so.
I think a nice out turn just across nose. That looks to be the call, Dusty. Maybe control weight here. Give your sweepers a little bit of a chance with control. Tightened it up a little bit.
I don't mind this because you can't, I don't think there's a way you could chip your own yellow out accidentally and then also lose the shooter. So you're still going to have two yellows in the house, so you should be cutting down the red stones. Stones on the way though. Sweeping for line out of the hand. Now they're off. Need to curl, cross the center line. It's looking really good. Coming down in, is they gonna nose this? Are they gonna get to it? Excellent
Great
shot.
shot.
Fantastic shot.
Now they are sitting shot rock.
Sitting shot rock now.
And that is a very difficult hit for Ben Hallman. If he wants to take it on.
Pretty much saying I made it. Can you do it better?
Yeah.
Ideally, the shot is there. You can just throw the exact same shot. Come right down onto this. That'll go that way. And you just get a little roll back to here for your two.
Yeah.
And
Easier said than done, Dusty.
Easier said than done, but you just watched them, so you know it's
Yeah.
possible. Someone just did the shot before you.
With the out turn, you gotta throw a lot of weight at this. This is no gimme.
It would be better to be heavy.
Yeah. If there's an over curl here, though, you might get a little tick off of that yellow on the J and tick your red up for one. So there's not a bad miss here.
Stones on the way.
It's like a good rock.
Needs to cross
Gotta
the center
curl.
line. Gotta curl. It's gotta curl.
Oh,
And-
it's close.
Oh. Almost
Oh,
got
unlucky.
a weird.
Yeah.
Just
Not
didn't
too
curl enough for him, but
That's not the worst result in the world.
nope.
I'm gonna use the bathroom.
You may absolutely.
I shouldn't have said that live, but
That's fine. Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
I'm human.
Later. I gotta get going.
All right.
Get some baseball games later in the afternoon, so.
Oh, there you go.
Kids baseball games.
Absolutely. Thanks to Houston for sitting in. So here we are here now, fifth end. The Blenda sitting a score of 4-1. Bucks on the beach with Hammer. Trying to catch up here. And the Blenda applying the pressure, just throwing that stone right into the house. Bucks on the beach calling for either to come down to it or sit in front of it. Stone on the way. This one a little heavy, going to be down to the yellow. electing just to hit it out. Starting to pile those yellow rocks into the house. This one though running a little wide. It's gonna just chip the red out the back, but spill out the side. So bucks on the beach now, trying to freeze down to the yellow stone or throw a corner guard. Looks like we've elected for the corner. Those watching at home that may not understand the whole guard thing, it's easier to try and line up more points if you have guards that you can hide behind. It makes hitting the stones up more difficult. You don't have to rely on the other team to miss a shot. This one though, a little light sweeping, trying to get it over the hog line though, and it's gonna just get over the hog line. So, a high corner guard there. The Blenda looking to just come down, start clogging up the middle of this house with a rock on the center line. Stone off for stones away. This one looks like too. Everybody's calling 1-2 guard. Just on the weight, sweepers are pounding that rock, trying to also drag it over the center line. Sheet might be slowing down a little bit. We do have some rain in the area. That humidity will make the ice a little frosty. And frosty ice tends to be a little bit slower. So now with that center guard, now looks like Bucks of the Beach electing to try and draw down underneath it. Stones on the way. Sweeping, trying to hold that line. This one though, also checking up. Gonna come to rest right up against the Yellowstone, a little tap back. So now Yellow gonna try and draw underneath that pile of rocks there. So Stone on the way, sweeping again for line, trying to hold that out there. Don't want it to overcurl too early, or at least maintain your momentum so you can tap it back into the house as we're gonna hit a corner and peel it off the center. So on the way now, little chip off the yellow, roll back towards the middle, so sitting back butt now. And sitting shot. Half buried behind that center guard. Stone on its way down now, just trying to draw down to that red rock. Out count it by sitting on the button. Line looks good. Weight looks pretty good. A little heavy, maybe he's going to tap the red back. Oh, can they get it out? And they tap it back to the back 12. Now Yellow sitting 2. And immediately the call is to tap out that shot rock. I should say. Stone's on the way down. Traveling very nicely here, starting to curl at the end. Right to the nose, and out goes the yellow. Red now sitting shot. So the first team that's able to actually hit that stone and roll a little bit across the center line to get underneath those guards, setting up, will set themselves up pretty good. Everybody right now just trading nose hits, so those rocks still visible to be hit. This one though, over curling out of his hand a little bit, may have picked on something, and it's gonna come check up well short of the house and well off to the left. As late Bob Uecker say, just a bit outside. And so now, Bucks on the beach. Want to put another stone there on the center line. Sit this one in the front of the house. And if they can get it buried, to sit two. Try to claw their way back into this game. Line looks good in this one. Weight might be a little bit up as it starts to curl here, crossing the hog line, coming back towards the center line. And it's gonna curl just over and sit beautifully there, top of the forefoot, next to their shot. So the good news is you got one on the other side of the center line. The bad news, since it's right next to your other red rock, makes kind of a pocket. Would not be surprised if the blender decides to come down right into that pocket and scatter these two red rocks out. Now, the bounce side of doing that is that shot would be wide open for red to hit again. But without Hammer here looking to be aggressive and remove as many red stones as they can. All right, stone's on its way. Plenty of zip, sweeping, holding the line, just keeping it clean. Now wanting to turn a little bit. Looks like it's not gonna. We might get the back red rock. And we nose the back red and sit right there. So you got one out. Trying to figure out now. Likely for Bucks on the Beach to come back down and do the same thing. The yellow rock, if we go to the overhead, sitting just in front. If you could just get to this side, that way you might be able to unroll back in front of your redstone then. But the dangerous thing is if you hit the outside here, you're going to drive it into your red and your red's going to leave. So a tough shot. Have to hit nose or just inside a nose. Stone's on its way. Plenty of weight. Now calling for line, trying to carve it, trying to get it to curl over as it approaches the yellow stone. Can it get it across the face? It is across the face. Chips it out, chips into the red. But I don't think it had enough. Well, it might have just had enough. It is now looks like red sitting two. As this Yellowstone looks like it is just sitting outside of that second shot there for red. So good end now setting up for Bucks on the Beach. The Blenda trying to decide what can they do now. They can hit and roll off the yellow back underneath the button. They can try and chip one of the reds out. They can try and draw the button themselves, and that looks to be maybe what they've kind of elected to do here. Stone's on its way, sweeping hard for the line, trying to hold it on the center line. Can we get by that red guard? Can we get by it? We just sneaked by it, heading down to the red rock. Just a little chip backwards, but not enough to get it out. So now red sitting 2. Pretty buried behind some cover there, and now looks like they're electing to try and hit and roll off of this yellow. If they can roll back to that red pile of rocks, then it'd be very difficult for the Blenda to remove all of them. Actually, this is hammer, so no worries about that at all. Hit and roll into the red 4-foot circle for 3 and tie this game up. That's what happens when I don't do the rocks as I'm going. I lose track of them. But this one, hit and roll, trying to get 3. Oh, this one's curling early. This one's curling a little bit early. Chips off of the red guard and spills open, but a big 2 points still for Bucks on the Beach. Clawing back into this game now, a 4-3 game after 5 ends. Starting off here, the 6th end. The score is 4-3. The Blenda over Bucks on the Beach. Both teams from Bucks County Curling Club. And we're going to pause our commentary for a second for a little slider snack break and bring you sounds of curling here from this feature sheet for just a moment. And we're back. Mark's signing off for trying to peel the center guard from red. Stone's on its way, starting to overcurl a little bit. Gonna cross the face, drive red back to red, and kick it back out of the house. So, say half a shot made there, you got rid of one. And actually in that promoting hitting the red, actually yellow now. Sitting shot in the side of the 12 foot. Bucks on the Beach trying to just draw back down and curl it right back in there as well. This rock finishing up nicely. Just coming to rest here in the top of the 8 foot. Now Bucks on the Beach trying to peel that guard again. They want to keep the middle open here with hammer, so they have an easier draw path as you get into the end, the later half of the end. This rock on its way, sweeping for the line. And this one's gonna peel that off and split it open nicely. So now Bucks on the Beach without the hammer. Once that middle clogged up, we're gonna put it right back. The sometimes back and forth trading of shots. That is curling. If you want the middle plugged up and they peel it open, you put it back. Make them do it again. This one hanging out a little bit wide and a little bit heavy. Trying to curl down. Trying to come to a stop here. Can they sit in front or tap their redstone back just heavy enough and tapping it back? And now, that's close. I'm not sure if they tapped it back far enough for second shot. Yellow might still be second by just about an inch. Also makes a little double opportunity here for the blend, and that's what they're calling for. Calling for to double or at least peel one of those red rocks off from the top of the house. Stone down on its way, getting over. And it's going to pick off the top red and drive the second red actually back into the back of the house. Spilling over, guarding their yellow stone on the side now too, so not bad. Opens that middle back up, puts a stone behind the T line that you can draw down to. So Bucks on the Beach is like, well, let's put the guard back up again. Rock on its way, coming down. Wanting this just to sit the top of the house. Coming to rest nicely there and just sitting just in front. Very nice shot. Guards up some of that path to that pocket of reds. So Bucks on the Beach here trying to figure out a way to steal some points here. Big 2 points there in the fifth end to put the pressure on the Blenda. As the stone on its way, trying to peel that center guard again. Just chips a piece of it. Actually kicks over and moves the yellow rock further out, so Bucks on the Beach sitting 3 now. And you know exactly what they're calling for again. It's worked out so far. Let's just keep doing it. guard here. This one looking a little late. Little friendly banter and competition there between Stone Thrower and Mark Steinhofer there as they were crouched down trying to bet on the way to that rock. Mark said 2. Other guy said 3. Looks to be about a 2.5. So we'll call that a draw, a push on that bet. But another nice center guard set back up, and now Matt Danft having to decide, is he going to try and peel that guard off, or is he going to try and now beat him to the button? Because if you draw to the button, now it's going to be hard for them to chip it out. And you want to at least ensure your 1 point. You can't get 2 if you don't get 1. And with no real yellow rocks in the house, there's no way for them to get 2 unless they put this one in a scoring position right now. So Matt Dam calling for the draw. Sweeper's on it out of hand. Trying to carry it for distance. Sweeping for distance. Now off, trying to make sure it checks up just on the front of the 4-foot. Coming in nicely, and a little kiss off the back 4 and rolling, covering the back of the button. So exactly what he pretty much ordered there. Now sitting shot rock behind cover. And now pretty much leaving Bucks on the beach. Their only shot is to follow it down. And they want to sit their rock right here. You sit it right here. There's no way it can go away without losing that one there. Stone on its way. Sweeping to hold the line now off, trying to get it to come down a little bit. Just a little bump back on the yellow stone. Oh my. Sitting the side of the button now for shot rock. But a little exposed, and then move that yellow stone a little bit too much to the side. I think they can nose hit this out and sit 2 to regain their 3-point lead. And so here we are lined up. A hit and sit. 4-2. Sweeper's hard for line out of his hand though. Hard for line. Trying to hold it. Now off. Now it needs to curl. Needs to curl. And just a straight, nice little nose hit. And that's 2 more points for the Blenda. Bringing us a score of 6-3 after 6 ends. And since the teams finished that 6th end before our 90-minute timer is up, they get to play up to 2 more here for the full 8-end game. Rules of the tournament are if you finish your 6th end or your 6th end is, the last stone of the 6th end is in motion by the time the timer clock hits 0. You can play 2 more ends. Otherwise, you finish the end you're on, you play 1 more. We put that in place to try and keep us on schedule as a Curling tournaments can make for quite lengthy days when you have 5, 6, 7 draws in a day. So to try and keep everybody on schedule for convenience and courtesy of everybody involved, we implemented our timer clock here at the Pittsburgh Curling Club. Again, these two teams made that 90-minute timer for finishing their 6th end, so we've got at least one more, if not 2 more, ends of curling here for you folks. The first stone of the blended, he's throwing the yellow rocks, coming to rest in the back 4-foot. Bucks on the beach throwing the red rocks here with hammer, trying to set up a corner guard. That one just sitting a little bit more center than I'd like, but not bad, also a little high. One thing to keep in mind is the teams here play the 7th end. The ice will change as the game is going on. You know, the more rocks thrown down paths, the more sweeping, the more people on ice, or as games wrap up, less people on ice. You know, having to go ahead and try and, you know, adjust your calls to account for those, like reading a green in golf, trying to line your putts up. But that's why the skips get paid the big bucks, to make those adjustments. So the blender throwing another stone there into the house, sitting 2, forcing Bucks on the beach to try and chase them now as they come down. Going to try and chip that yellow out to the side and stay in the middle. Although this one looks a little bit light, like it's going to check up here. Just over curling a little bit, but actually does chip the yellow stone back to the middle. Yellow's still sitting 2. And with them being up by 3 here, they're going to just start piling rocks in the house. Limit the amount of points that Bucks on the beach can get to try and make it up. Stone on the way here. This one, though, looks light. Sweepers are on it hard. Now it looks like they know it's not going to get there, so we're just going to try and let it curl over and get out of everybody's way. Just crossing the center line, too, or this hog line, rather. Next rock on the way down was trying to get it into the back 4, but looks like the ice is slowing up. Everybody's coming up a little short as this one curls over and just sits behind the guards. So the players having to try to readjust and throw a little bit more zip as they did the first couple here in the first ends. This one though looks like it's got enough to reach the paint. Curling down nicely. It's going to just kiss off the yellow and sit right on the button. Lovely shot. And now red having no choice now but to try and start peeling some yellows out of there. Stone on the way. Speed looks good, trying to get the line just right. This is going to make contact. Peel off that top yellow. Definitely now exposes those 2. So peeling off the top yellow and actually getting a little kiss to drive your red a little bit deeper back underneath. Those yellow stones again exposed now. But definitely expect the yellow to now put that rock back as they're trying to protect their 2 in the house and get a steal of 2 here. Stone on the way. This one a little bit wide. Hanging out there just a little bit to the right. Gonna try and grind here back to the left, and they're gonna try and carve it over as well. Coming down close to all 3 sweepers now. 3 sweepers trying to drag this into the paint. May just touch, but more importantly, blocks up the clear shot on those yellow stones. So now we're looking to, red's gonna just make another run, try and drive out those yellows. Rocks on the way, this one plenty of weight. Just gonna clip the edge of the yellow, but oh, actually chips over, knocks the red out. So the bad news, you removed your red rock, which you need in the house to score. The good news, though, you at least opened the middle back up. And now, the blender's just looking to put that stone back up again. First skip stone from that damp on the way. This one again, just wanting to plug up that center line. If it's in the house, really puts the pressure on them, but otherwise just make sure you get your rock in front of your 2 counting stones. This one coming over. I'm not sure it got over far enough though. It's a tight port, but a makeable port. Just right down the gut here to nose that yellow. Actually looks like they're trying to come right through here, and I'll just curl over and just catch just on that side. A tricky shot, but a makeable shot. All deciding they may want to try and come this way at it too. Thinking it's going to curl just a tad bit, so let's come this way, better chance of getting past those guards. So, rock on the way. Plenty of weight. Trying to come right down the middle. Can he get by the guards? Oh, just ticks on the guard. Doesn't curl up just like as they anticipated. And actually, after jamming on a guard and another guard coming to rest now, made that port even tighter. So I don't think that coming through those rocks is an option anymore. Unfortunate miss there by Bucks on the Beach. Now the Blenda with their last rock going to try and just remove the draw path. Pretty much now, red could come in this way and chip this out. And so what they're going to want to do is they're going to want to put their guard right here. And that'll block that off and really trying to preserve their steal of 2 here. Rock is on the way. Sweepers definitely have enough weight. Looks like they've got the line. This one's coming to rest nicely. Actually, it might be a little heavy. It might have overcooked that a little bit. Oh, they did. Overcooked that into the T line. So now Bucks to the Beach with a long run back. Trying to hit this stone and then drive it right back into the pocket. And get their 1 here with the hammer. Shot here. 4 Bucks on the Beach with the hammer now. Trying a long run back. Sweeping hard, sweeping for line. And it's just going to over-curl and splash. So that'll be a steal for 2 from the Blenda. And handshakes. So, after 7 ends, the Blenda 8. Bucks on the Beach finishing with 3. A good close battle, but just a game of inches there, and the Blenda able to capitalize on just a couple misses there by Bucks on the Beach as we head on through that game. So, that will conclude this broadcast here from our feature sheet in Draw 7. Please come back and tune in again. Our next game is 3 p.m. We'll have 2 new teams here as we continue on here on the second day of TropiCurl 2025 here live from the Pittsburgh Curling Club. My name's Dustin Devine. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you around on the next broadcast.